Well, on to international news now, and Israelis will vote this week in the second snap election in 2 years. Right-wing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party is facing a serious challenge from the centre-left party, the Zionist Union. Well, I'm joined now from Tel Aviv by חיליק, who's a candidate for that party, a former General Secretary of the Labour Party. Very good of you to join us, Mr. Bar. What is the calculation? I suppose it's a bit like our upcoming general election here in the UK. You would like to form a majority government, but if not, you may have to go into coalition.
Yes, definitely. As every election in Israel, it's not two parties like in the UK. We will have to form a coalition with different parties in Israel, and we will form the next government with any party that will accept our basic guidelines for our agenda that will promise a better future for the people of Israel, and we have every need to do it, especially these days.
So you're not ruling out, let's say, a unity government, even with Likud and Benjamin Netanyahu still as Prime Minister?
Personally, I said many times that I'm against this option. I think that Prime Minister Netanyahu has failed in every possible angle on society, on welfare, definitely on peace process, on security agenda, and this is why Benjamin Netanyahu shouldn't be the next Prime Minister. We are not working towards sitting with Netanyahu, but we are working toward replacing Netanyahu, and this is the main effort that we are having these days under Isaac Herzog, and it looks very good right now.
OK. Well, talk to me about Benjamin Netanyahu and that speech, which we all watched, well, open mouthed, some in amazement, some in horror, to Congress, right under the nose of President Obama and against his will, about Iran's nuclear ambitions. Do you think that that has damaged relations severely with the United States?
It did have a damage. I don't know if severely, more severe or less severe, but we were against this Congress, his speech in the Congress. We said that there is many ways that he can fight the nuclear Iran. By the way, we are supporting Prime Minister Netanyahu on his agenda against Iran. We think that a nuclear Iran is a huge danger, not only to Israel, but to the UK and to the free world. But we thought that this speech in the Congress is a mistake, not to do it under the nose and against the President of the US, Obama. Netanyahu could use a lot of other means in order to have a struggle against the nuclear Iran. And I think that it was actually more damage than benefit to the cause itself, which is prevent a nuclear Iran, which all of us actually want to prevent.
Well, how far would you continue to support Benjamin Netanyahu and others if they are still in power? If the deal is signed with Iran, and Israel's assessment is that they are very close to developing a nuclear weapon, would Israel reserve the right then to attack it?
Well, we don't know yet. There is no deal, so we don't know the details of the deal. But if it will be a bad deal, if we in the Labour Party, in the Zionist Union, will think it's a bad deal, we will support Netanyahu. We will support any mean to prevent a nuclear Iran. We think that a nuclear Iran, again, is an immediate danger to Israel. And on the basic level, we are agreeing with Prime Minister Netanyahu that he wants to prevent it. We remember in the history, US President knocking on the table and say, for example, North Korea will not have a nuclear weapon, and North Korea do have a nuclear weapon. So it's true that we need to be more suspicious of Iran, and it's really goodwill to prevent a nuclear Iran. We don't trust them. We don't trust their goodwill, and we will do anything, and we'll support Netanyahu in his way to prevent a nuclear Iran. But we hope that not Netanyahu will be there to prevent it, but Isaac Herzog, who is a diplomat, he's a statesman, he have a very good image in the world among the world leaders, and I think that Isaac Herzog will do a great job against the nuclear Iran, definitely not less than what Netanyahu did.
OK, well, now, just to paint for us a very clear picture of the differences between your party and Mr. Netanyahu's over the issue of the Palestinians, and in particular Gaza, because internationally we seem to witness this endless cycle of violence where Israel attacks Gaza after it has fired rockets, or some fighters have fired rockets into Israeli territory. It finally goes quiet for a while. The tunnels are refurbished and the rocket attacks start again, and Israel attacks again.
No, definitely. The agenda of the Labour Party is two-state solution. We have to aspire in every possible means to reach the two-state solution, because the other option is one-state solution, who is the end of the Palestinian dream for a state, and this is the end actually of the Zionist dream. And we should take care of Gaza and Hamas. You know, Hamas is not partner for peace. President Abu Mazen, although not being a perfect partner, he is a partner for peace, and we should try to get an agreement with him. Not like Netanyahu, not like the right wing. We think of the Arab world and the Palestinian people they are split to two main parts. One is the part that want to live here next to us, and the other one is the one who want to live here instead of us. And this is Hamas and ISIS and Iran and Daesh and all these crazy barbaric terror organizations. But there is elements in the Arab world, and there is elements within the Palestinians. I believe that Abu Mazen belong to these elements who want to live here next to us. And with those who want to live here next to us, we should do everything in our power to reach an agreement for a two-state solution. It's not easy, but it's definitely doable, and we proved ourselves before with Egypt and Jordan that when you have the right leadership in both sides, you can reach an agreement, and we will try to reach an agreement.
Well, חיליק Bar, great to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for sparing the time. חיליק Bar there, live from Tel Aviv.